The Lighthouse Vision Loss Education Center is on a mission to bring hope and empowerment to the visually impaired in our community. They serve 5 counties: Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte, DeSoto, and Highlands. And we welcome Lighthouse Program Director Maddie Spencer and board member Alexandra Elman Foley, who is also visually impaired. And Alexandra, introduce your friend.
This is Izmir.
Izmir is your guide dog?
He is my seeing eye dog. He's a chocolate lab.
He is beautiful. Thank you for bringing him and for coming. Maddie, tell us about some of your programs.
Sure. At the Lighthouse, we have programs that are for people who are experiencing age-related vision loss, and sometimes, we also work with teenagers, and some of the categories we teach are training for technology. So technology is always changing, so we teach them how to use the ever-changing technology. We train people to move around in their communities in orientation and mobility, and we also train in adjustment to vision loss.
Alexandra, what programs have helped you the most?
So I would say the ones that helped me the most when I lost my sight, I was 27 years old, was definitely orientation and mobility. Being able to use the white cane to get around and also know where I am and be able to get across the street, super important, especially when I went to get a dog. And without a doubt, the most important thing for anybody, but mostly especially for visually impaired people, is the adaptive technology. Being able to use the adaptive screen readers, magnifiers, etc., to use regular programming, Windows, Macs, etc., because we need to. That is really what has allowed visually impaired people to be able to work in the workforce easily.
That's wonderful. We all need that, and I can see especially adaptive to find out how can I use this now and do it easily, because you do train people for jobs.
We do. We have a vocational rehab training course where they can learn anything from building a resume to how to appropriately reach out to employers. And it's been really successful in these past couple of years, even through COVID, because it's trained remotely. So,
well, what are some of the other life skills that you teach?
We train people to anything from cooking, cleaning, home safety, hurricane safety, how to do all of these things when you have a vision impairment. Because you can still do all of these things. You just have to sort of shift your mindset, have a creative, problem-solving outlook, and we can solve all of those sort of adjustment to vision loss, independent living problems that way.
It's very interesting because when you do lose your sight, you have to sort of mourn a way of life, right? You've always done this way, it's easy, you've had your vision. And then, as Maddie said, you have to learn these adaptive techniques of what to do when you can't see anymore. And that's what the Lighthouse teaches you. And it's amazing because you live, I hate to say it like this, right? A very normal life. You just can't see, right?
Yeah,
you just do other things.
You still got to do everything you ever did before, but you've just got to find new ways to do it. I know White Cane Day is coming up in October, and you mentioned that. So learning the white cane is very important for people with vision problems.
White Cane Safety Day is October 15th. And usually the Lighthouse has events in Sarasota, Manatee. We try to have something in all of our counties, so definitely.
Art in the dark, that's coming up. What do you mean by art in the dark?
Well, the idea is to learn about how blind people and people with visual impairments might experience art. And so maybe it's through descriptive audio or tactile designs for you to experience what a sighted person or someone with sort of average vision would experience when they look at a piece of art.
How do you do that, Alexandra?
How do I experience art? Well,
yeah.
I visualize everything still. So a description for me works really well, but then being able to actually be able to touch a sculpture, or if the art is done in 3D, or if they've created a 3D model of the art, that's how I can create that image in my head and then see it. But Art in the Dark is an amazing, event. We haven't done it since a week before the shutdown in 2020.
Oh my.
So we're really excited to have it again in this September.
Because you're also helping teenagers, aren't you? What you would teach teenagers is quite different from an older person.
Yes, teenager program is called Transition because they're transitioning from childhood into adulthood, whether they're going to school, whether they're doing some kind of tech, or whether they're going to just be using independent living skills, trying to live independently. So It's a really big program, and they're doing exciting things, community-based things.
And Art in the Dark will help pay for all of that?
Yes,
because
will.
it is a fundraiser.
It's a
Art in the
fundraiser.
Dark is September 24th. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. at Michael's on East. You can find tickets online at artinthedark.org, and you can find more information on the programs. Just go to lighthouseeducationcenter.org.